Music drifting through a summer's night brings back old memories of a screened in dancing hall in the hills of Tennessee, where young girls would stand in line waiting for the change to take the floor with Fatty Book, 'cause God, that man could dance. Fatty was a day clerk at the King Hotel downtown. He was a portly man, as tall as he was round. But when the sun would fall at the dancing hall, the notes so soft and sweet, his sides veil in a tux with tails, he'd glide on agile feet. And Fatty Buck could dance like you'd never seen before. His dainty feet in cap-toed shoes would barely touch the floor.
Hello, this is Senior Moments, and I've been having a lot of those lately. Today, we have a real special guest. I know all my guests are special, and I always say that, but they are. This with me today is Dr. Jerry Anderson.
Well, you make me feel special with that kind of an introduction, friend. Thank you.
There you go. And where did we just come from?
Well, the Tai Chi class that we're doing at the Senior Center in Tullahoma. Mm-hmm. So, our friend Jeezy Zhang, China John for short, asked me to sort of take over the class and manage it. He has moved to Chicago to be with family there.
Permanently?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
At least semi-permanently.
Yeah, we didn't know at the center.
Right, but just an amazing individual, a nuclear physicist who worked in engineering here in Tullahoma for one of the companies here. Grew up learning Tai Chi from his uncle at a small village in China. And I felt very honored that he would ask me to assist with the class, sort of take it over.
Well, we're glad you did. I haven't been doing it very long, actually 2 times, but I thoroughly enjoy it. It's not stressful.
One of the ladies at the class, you know, we try to make it interactive, and I ask, who here remembers the first guy to officially break the sound barrier in the Bell X1? And the lady immediately said, Chuck Yeager. Right, you know, it was Chuck Yeager. Chuck had a wonderful saying. He said, to stay healthy, have a little fun, at least a little fun every day. And so the Tai Chi, the thing about it that it seems to fit me for some reason. I've gotten tremendous good out of it. And the Qigong, the traditional Chinese medicine that I studied in Nashville with my friend J. Michael Wood, wonderful teacher. And but anyway, Chuck said to have some fun every day. And so if your fun is gardening or playing bridge, you know, playing cards or something like that, whatever. But I told the folks again this morning, I think it was the British that did a study a few years ago, quoted by, God rest him, the late Paul Harvey. He said that people who were taking antidepressants, now were compared with a group of people who were not taking antidepressants, but instead walking a brisk walk for 30 minutes in a beautiful green area, walking through the woods, for example.
That works as a pill.
It did. Their results were better, as good or better, than the people taking the antidepressant. And so there is something to the physiology of the right exercise for the person that may do them some real good, mentally, emotionally, spiritually as well.
Okay, we're going to have to go to commercial right now.
Okay.
These people make our show. We'll be
and we're grateful.
The Russell Barnett Automotive family is the largest automotive retailer in southern Middle Tennessee. With over 1,200 vehicles to choose from, we are your one-stop shop. Check out our awesome website, russellbarnett.com. There's over 1,200 vehicles to choose from. Stop by one of our 5 locations. That's Russell Barnett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Chevrolet GMC, and Ford of Winchester, or Russell Barnett Ford and Kia of Tullahoma. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who once took care of you.
Oh, we're back.
We're back.
Okay. He's so interesting that we just started chatting, and it's hard to quit
That's
when
all right.
he's talking. He has a lot of knowledge. I love the Tai Chi. I really like it. I'm going to continue it. Can you tell us just a little bit more about it?
Yeah, you know, as I was saying, friend, we try to make it interactive, and so I'll typically ask the group, the attendees there, what are the two fundamental elements of Tai Chi? And it's breathing and intent. Why is that important? I asked him this morning, for example, what single element may be responsible for most of the degenerative disease and even some of the communicable diseases, bacterial and virus and so on. What single element may be responsible for most of the disease?
I think I remember that from this morning.
Yeah.
And stress.
Yeah. A good friend of mine said that he talked to a doctor about this many years ago, and the answer was probably stress. Mental, emotional, and sometimes physical stress. Well, you go to the doctor and, well, yeah, you need to lower your stress level. Well, that's great, but how do you do it?
They can't tell you
Yeah,
that
how do you lower
pop a pill.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, that's the quick and easy solution that often is not adequate. But physiologically, there are things you can do. Like Chuck Yeager said, have a little fun every day. But from the physiological standpoint, if you're able to take advantage of the elements of intent and breathing, you understand the physiology behind it, it may be extremely helpful. You think, well, breathing, we all breathe. What difference could that possibly make?
But do we breathe correctly?
That's the big deal. The manner in which we breathe can either trigger the sympathetic nervous system or the parasympathetic. I asked folks, does anybody here remember the two divisions of the autonomic nervous system? And once in a while we'll get an answer, yeah, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. But those two systems are supposed to be in balance. The fight or flight is supposed to be balanced with the rest and digest component of the autonomic nervous system, parasympathetic. We want to be parasympathetic most of the time. In other words, let your body recover. Let it heal. Let it regain its energy. In those moments when we need to expend maximum effort to escape the danger or whatever, well, that's okay, but you must not, you should not live in that hyper-excitable adrenaline, motivated state all the time. The manner in which you breathe, I describe it this way. Hey, take a deep breath. Let me watch you take a deep breath. What you typically see is breathe into the chest, deep breath. Well, unfortunately, that's not the way that we want to breathe if we want to stimulate the parasympathetics, the rest and digest. You actually want to breathe into the abdomen. You want to train yourself, and this requires some training because I've had people say, well, that's exactly opposite the way I've been breathing all my life. When you tell them to breathe into the abdomen, you want your abdomen to expand and then contract as you exhale. As China John used to say, pull your belly button toward your backbone.
But you've got to be conscientious of
Yes,
it.
yeah.
We're going to take a break right now and watch a video of the seniors. This is like memories.
Okay.
And we'll be back after the video.
Okay.
Tell me about this horse.
Well, this horse is a championship horse. She won the championship. She won her only championship at the Grootley Logger for Tracy City Horse Show. And when she passed, or when we had to put her down, she was, I believe, 19.
Is that old for a horse?
No, that's young.
Oh, okay. How long, do you know how long they usually live?
On an average of 22 to 25 years.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
The hard times in Lewis County, Tennessee in the 1920s and 30s. This is a direct ancestor of my second wife.
Hey, Mom. Holy cow. That's poor.
Oh, bless her heart.
That's poor. Now, the man was named John Moses Staggs. He actually married 3 times during his life.
Dog.
Outlived, well, his third wife outlived him a little bit, but he died in the early 30s and she died about 1937. And this is her. And what is funny to me about her is I have a copy of her death certificate, and I have read all the census records where they listed them by name and age. I started in 1850s when they started doing that. But anyway, she got younger as she got older. And on her death certificate, she must have told somebody what her age was, so it's recorded in her death certificate. She's actually 10 years older than what the death certificate said. It indicates that you've got to be careful in looking at death certificates because what's there may not be right. The deceased person didn't have to give the information, but usually a spouse if they survived or a child, and they may or may not have known all the information that they need to know, like when they were born and where, and the death date on the death certificate will be right.
When was that? When was the death? What year?
This woman, it was like 1936
Wow.
or 7.
Where did they live? Where is that taken?
It's taken, you know where Hohenwald is?
Yeah.
Well, that's the county seat of Lewis County. And
Okay.
they lived about 10 or 12 miles out in the country from Hohenwald, down toward Lawrence County.
Yeah.
And actually, these people are buried in a cemetery called Brush Creek, which is actually located in Lawrence County. And the Staggs and came out of Lawrence County. This particular man lived a long time in Lewis County.
Now, they say those were the good old days?
No.
These were the good old days.
Okay, this was made by my Uncle Charles Cunningham, and it is a one continuous carving. I don't understand how they did it because it is so smooth and looks machine made. But he did a lot of carving and a lot of small whatnots and things way, way back. And that's kind of my, I guess my inheritance. I didn't inherit much. But that is, and it's very interesting to me. I'm going to see if I can get up a little closer. And see the kind of a detail. And I want to pass it around. If anybody can find a seam in that thing, let me know, because I can't find it.
A seam.
A seam, or where it was, linked together. But I understand quite a few guys used to do this. Okay, thank you.
It's called a hanging bracelet. On the inside of it, it says, "This is me," and on the outside, it says, "As is." And I was just so thrilled with them. I've washed dishes with it. I've worked in the yards with it. It never turns. It just gives its pretty colors. And I was down there at the little store where she got it at, which was just a little tiny store down in Trinity, Alabama. And they had about 10 of them. And I got them all. And I have given these to people all over the country. In a restaurant, some lady would brag on it and tell me, that's so pretty and everything, so I just take it off and give it to her. And then I'd always put another one back on, and I had a little girl in the hospital one day that I visited, and she was just scared to death. She was having surgery. She's a little teenage girl. And I gave her one. And I ran into her mother the other day, and little girls in all the time.
Isn't that sweet?
So I've just had a lot of fun giving these things away, and every time I go down, if they ever get any more in, they know to hold them for me. And I have no idea where they come from. There's no marking on them, nothing telling what they're made out of. But they're just lots of fun, and they just hang.
Okay, we're back. I expected music to get us back on. This is our time. On every Friday, we have it every Friday at 10 o'clock, but the last Friday of each month, we have show and tell. And you can bring old items, new items, interesting items, and that class is kind of grown. That activity has, and it's very interesting. People seem to be interested in it. You know?
A quick compliment for Channel 6 and the good work that they do here.
Oh, yes.
John Gray and Bob Payne and
Right.
Philip Andrew and others, just Jim, just good guys doing some good work here.
Right.
We're lucky to have that
Right.
in this community.
And so I started this in 2000 when Doris Pearson was a director at Coffee County Senior Center. And the mayor, it was Lane Curley then,
Right.
and we had this idea of a TV show with senior activities and information.
There is so much wisdom that is on the verge of being lost. When those folks are gone, I mean, a valuable resource.
Right.
His history and skills of all kinds.
Right.
Man, we want to take advantage of that a little bit, or we should.
We need to see another commercial.
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Here at Stan McNabb Collision Center, we work with all major insurance companies, and we get the job done right the first time, on time.
Well, I grew up in Tullahoma. We'd always done business with Stan McNabb, so when we needed collision service after a run-in with a deer, we knew to call those guys. We already had trust with them. We called Cody. He took great care of us. He kept us posted every step of the way, and we couldn't have been more pleased.
Getting your vehicle back to pre-loss condition shouldn't be a headache. So in the event of an accident, contact me, Cody Hall, at Stan McNabb Collision Center.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
And welcome back. We have Dr. Jerry Anderson. Lucky to have him. We're talking about Tai Chi today. We're just a little bit of clip because unfortunately my camcorder died when I was filming part of it, and I was too interested in doing Tai Chi to go and hunt a cord and to plug it back in. But we'll do that next time, okay? Okay, video's ready.
Bowling balls, as far as you can imagine. That was part of the Qigong meditation, traditional Chinese medicine, in which the counter swings, the first exercise, you were hearing that forceful exhale, that whoosh, sound. Physiologically, that is really excellent for kind of cleansing the lungs, getting things moving in that way. And then the second, dropping the post, That's one which you envision that you've got energy inside that you're condensing, sort of like a snow in a little snow figurine. And as it bounces down, and collects in the feet and back into the earth, you imagine it cleansing every cell in your body, cleansing every ache, every pain out of your body. And I know from chiropractic physiology, neurology, that the afferentation, the bouncing, that movement there, there's actually a little more understood from this side, the Western side of things, about that. But these exercises have been around for a few thousand years, yet we see overlap in our current thinking in terms of exercise physiology and stuff. Really amazing.
What are, other than breathing, what would be the benefit of doing Tai Chi?
Well,
versus, say, yoga?
Very similar. In fact, I have a sister, Jan, who lives in Louisville, who is a yoga instructor. And one Christmas we were together, and I said, would you like to do a Qigong meditation with me? And she said, well, sure. And so we went out on the porch there, and my mom's old house, and we began. She said, this is kind of an interesting contrast. You open this with a Christian prayer, and then you're doing an Oriental meditation. She said, have you ever thought about that? I said, sure. But, take the tools that God gives us and use them, use them for good. But anyway, the similarities, yoga and Tai Chi and Qigong, the directed breathing, the visualization, the relaxation, in Tai Chi, the movement, and in yoga, the special postures. But there are many variations on those elements. I happen to like the Tai Chi and Qigong because it seems to fit me very well, but Jan has showed me some yoga things that I use as well from time to time. And the fact is, the Chinese may have gotten their start with their form of meditation and prayer and movement from the Indians, India. So it goes way back. A lot of interesting history there.
I want to do this before we go to commercial. Jerry's classes are at 10 o'clock every Friday.
Friday morning, actually 9 o'clock, 9 to 10.
Oh, I'm sorry, thank you.
9 to 10
Friday
morning.
That was a senior moment. 9 to 10, and it's free. All you have to do is come. Any special thing you need to do, just show up.
This is true. Wear some loose stuff, that allows you to breathe. And if you consider yourself kind of frail or maybe reluctant or something like that, a lot of these exercises you can begin seated.
Oh, okay.
It's flexible, no pun intended. It's adaptable to the person's situation.
Okay, so you can do it sitting or standing?
Sitting. Far better to be able to do it standing and do the movements, do it all. But as China John used to say, if you do the breathing and intent right, he said you can make mistakes or, not have to actually do the movements to get some serious good out of it.
Okay, we're going to another commercial.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
I love that music.
John wrote that, didn't he?
John did. He wrote it.
Very good. Very talented guy.
He sings it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Can you show me a couple of Tai Chi moves that you can do sitting down?
Sure. The important thing, as we say, is to get the breathing right. The breathing and the visualization, the intent part. And so one of the 18 style, as we call it, is typically done in a horse stance. But you imagine a beautiful moon on the horizon. You start with your left hand at the bottom and your right hand at the top. And as you breathe into the left, you circle the moon. And as you breathe out to the right, circle the opposite direction. And you move as if the breath is propelling the movement. And turning at the waist, pushing with the palms, you begin with the left palm up, and you breathe in as you push to the left with your right hand, and then reverse. And as simple and perhaps even childish as that seems, that can really make you feel better, particularly when you combine it with the other portions of the 18 style and get your breathing right. And as Qi Zhijiang, China John always says, clear your mind. The Chinese have an elegant way of saying it, the Taoists, in order to fill the mind, you must first empty it. And so what we're seeking to do by getting the physiology part right is guide the mind into a better set of brain waves, where little things that bother us, suddenly they don't seem quite as important. We start to reflect a little more on what really matters.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a great feeling. My day goes much better when I get up and I do my meditation, do the movement and everything. It's not the same thing as a chiropractic adjustment, but it's a great great augment to it.
You're retired from that, right?
I retired chiropractic. Retired a little early. I had a skydiving injury back in 1999. Steel rod in the right femur now, well, titanium, I guess. But anyway, the alteration in the body mechanics kind of shortened my career a little bit, but at the same time, the Tai Chi Qigong has been a fabulous gift, along with things like prolotherapy, chiropractic, but the Tai Chi Qigong has been wonderfully helpful.
We have got to say goodbye. Thank
Enjoyed
you
this
for
very
being
much,
here.
friend. Thank you so much.
And I'll have to invite you back, and I'll have more film on the Tai Chi moves.
I'll be here.
Okay, thank you.
Music drifting through a summer's night brings back old memories of a screen day and dancing hall in the hills of Tennessee, where young girls would stand in line waiting for the change to take the floor with Fatty Book, 'cause God, that man could dance. Fatty was a day clerk at the King Hotel downtown. He was a portly man, as tall as he was round. But when the sun would fall at the dancing hall, the notes so soft and sweet, his size veil in a tux with tails, he'd glide on agile feet. And Fatty Buck could dance like you'd never seen before. His dainty feet in cap-toed shoes would barely touch the floor. He'd lead the ladies with graceful steps long as the band would play. That big man on nimble feet would dance the night